Milan, kako si Luka?
Open up.
Dobro. Obviously, first game back. What was it like for you, just experience-wise? I know you've been out for a while. What's it like to kind of come back to Hilton?
Yeah, it was just good to be back on the court with my teammates. I felt ready to go, so I played. I think first half I was kind of just a step slow, getting a little rusty. That's going to happen being off 3-4 weeks. Second half picked it up and played well.
Curtis, how did it feel to come off the bench? I know obviously you've been starting for the past month, but how's it to see Milan come back and play on the way you did, and obviously the way you did off the bench today?
Yeah, it was great to see. It's something that's worked for us in the past, worked today. So we're glad to get back to that recipe that we had going, and just look forward to continuing with this momentum that we built today.
Curtis, obviously with Milan coming back, that changes a lot, but was there more to that, more to it today with how well you guys played and just Milan coming back?
Yeah, having Milan back, great. We prepared this week very, very, very hard, I say, compared, not very, very hard, but just harder than it has been, you know what I'm saying? Getting bodies back, getting everybody back healthy, that helps. And but having Milan back was great. He made 4 threes, which is big time, and I made 5, so it was a good day shooting for both of us, over 50% from 3.
Milan, what were the last couple of weeks like for you watching the offense specifically struggle without you?
Yeah, I think it just being a floor spacer, even if I'm not shooting the ball, just being out there so my guy doesn't help in the paint. I think we had I think today we still had too many turnovers, so just clean that up, but it's good to be back out there and just getting that rhythm again.
Curtis.
No, you go.
Okay. Curtis, aside from the obvious floor spacing, having Milan back, what does it do psychologically for you and your teammates?
It means a lot. Just seeing the lane being a little less clogged than it normally is big time because, we're a team that likes to actually score in the paint. So to score in the paint, it got to be open space in there. And Milan brings that. I feel like when I'm out there, I can bring that as well. So having 2 guys that do that really opens up the floor, for guys like Taman and Key, myself, and everybody else.
Bill, what was the conversation like with TJ leading up to today? When did you tell him or let him know that you felt good enough to play in a game?
Yeah, well, it was really just the last 2 days of practice, see how I felt. Those were my first practices I've been back. So I practiced Thursday, felt good, so really it was no question I was good to go.
Milan, just there's no reception quite like the one when you return from an injury, generally speaking. Just what was it like to kind of get that love there at the start of the game too?
Yeah, it was great to get that love. Feel the crowd cheering for me a lot. But I really wanted that first 3 to go down. We drew that play up for me. A little too excited, but I got it going in the second half, so that's good.
Curtis, I remember when you played Kansas here and Bill Self said you guys get almost all the 50-50 balls. That seemed to start going in the other direction. Was this a big step in the right direction today, the way you guys extended possessions, turn turnovers into points and all that?
Yeah, definitely a big step and something that we really focused on getting back to. That was a big emphasis this whole week, especially after the Kansas game, even the K-State game. Like, we felt like there were some balls out there that we should have had. So in practice this week, we was making sure we put an emphasis on that and actually doing it in practice so it translates.
And just one more for both you guys. At one point you went back to back. Milan, you hit, I think it was your 3rd 3. Kurt, you hit your 4th. Just what's that dynamic like where it doesn't matter who starts or comes off the bench, you're both being ultra productive?
It doesn't matter at all. It's just go in there and shoot the 3 ball well. We're both weak shooters, so getting our feet set, knocking it down. Like you said, it's big for our team just to space the floor and open the lane for the guards and the bigs.
Question for you, Milan. At the end of the game, when TJ kind of emptied the bench, you seemed to do it strategically to where you kind of got a moment by yourself to sub out. What was it like to kind of have that individual moment where the crowd congratulated you, it seemed like, on a special moment?
It felt good, just everyone standing and cheering. I think everyone kind of got a moment there, and to see the bench guys go in and get some run. Shout out JT, got a bucket there. So it was just good to get that love.
At the same time, it seemed like TJ kind of gave you a slap on the chest as you kind of greeted him. What did he kind of say to you as he probably welcomed you back to him?
He just said good game, way to get back in rhythm and really just play well, and let's get this thing moving forward.
for both of you guys, college game day was here. Did it feel like a bigger deal? Did it feel like a distraction to you? What were your kind of impressions with them?
I'd say it was different for sure, because usually, you know, the music going, but they had the commentary for the actual college game day going, so that was kind of different. To me, like, to be honest, I know you're supposed to say it didn't, but it did kind of feel a little different, just with that dynamic, and you know, you're hearing them talk about your team, like, that's kind of different. But I mean, at the end of the day, we going out there and playing, and it's still that didn't affect, you know, the play or nothing like that.
Milan?
I thought it was cool, but it is different just having a desk in the corner there, and you can hear them talk. I mean, sometimes they're saying our names, so you kind of just listen in. So it's kind of cool that college game day came, and it was a big deal.
Last question for the guys.
Milan, would you say your hands 100%? Any limitations there?
No limitations, 100%. It's good to go.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.